Hello, Instagram.
Hello,
Hola.
Facebook and YouTube.
Hello, world.
Hello.
Hello, universes. Happy Friday. Just letting people connect in, not just to the channel and to the live, but also just breathe. Meet us right here where we're at.
And I'm delighted to share in this invocation the sound light healing I just had. Hopefully, the vibrations in me can vibrate out towards you and beyond.
On the other side of the spectrum, because we love to say all is welcome, I'm on my first day of my moon time, and that is usually the toughest. So I am having some beautiful cacao magic that is literally the brand of the cacao. And for me, cacao can really be magic. It is it's got a ton of medicinal qualities. And a lot of people believe the reason women crave chocolate around our moon time is because we're actually craving the medicinal qualities of the cacao. So, cheers. Right. So, I wanted to share something that's alive for me that I shared with Prasad. I am going through a program right now. We're lifelong learners. That's what's enabled us to start Soul's Enterprise. We don't ever want to stop learning. Prasad loves to say more is always possible, or more is possible at every stage of our evolution. And we really like to encourage that. Another reason that I'll just say very quickly is that what we've seen in this industry and in this space is that when people no longer hold that as a high value, no longer feel like there's still something for them to learn, or at the very least continue to enjoy what Osho would call the mystery. That openness is so important. When some of the leaders in this industry stop or have stopped doing that or valuing that as much, it gets really dangerous. So keep us accountable to those standards.
Long way of saying we have a lot to learn.
Yeah.
We know a lot. You all know how much we've studied in all these combined decades upon decades of lifetimes of work and learning. And still there's more.
And for us, that's a very exciting thing. Yes, there are definitely moments where there's frustration. Oh gosh, that issue again. My dad is still showing up in our relationship. My mom, whatever that might be. That is certainly true.
I thought all my trauma was totally healed and gone 100%, like poof.
Not. So as you know, if you've been watching us for a while, we don't at all sell a quick fix. We don't believe that there are such things or a magic pill. There are ways that that is woven into the work that we do with people and in circles, individually, etc. But overall, it goes deeper than that. So that takes me to what I was sharing with Prasad through this program I'm in. I heard someone being interviewed who's been a top life coach for a really long time. And she said, do you realize a lot of people don't realize that 97% of the programs that are out there that you find on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube that you're buying into are not effective. They don't get people the results that they're being sold, or that the results that the people really want. And I was really struck by how high that number is. And now I'm not going to vouch for that statement and that number because she didn't state the data, she didn't state the source. But I do think the important nugget is that it probably is much higher of a percentage that we would like to accept.
So what came up today was perseverance. And what comes to mind there too is an important check-in from the leaders, from the facilitators, because often I know we think, oh, I did really great. That was great. But it's more about your experience. Yes. So, yeah, I don't know that I want to agree with that figure, 97% dissatisfaction. But agree or disagree, do want to invoke the power of perseverance, staying on the path, keeping learning, keeping trying.
Can you check that it's on Coco? We just have some internet stuff going on Instagram. So the other part of perseverance with this topic is also how we have both been. I'll speak for myself because we've both had similar experiences, and in fact with some of the same communities or teachers. But I feel like I've been pretty badly burnt in my experiences, and there's been a lot of pain around that. And I've witnessed others in different communities, and there's even documentaries. You can go on Netflix or Amazon Prime, and you'll find a plethora. Now, be mindful that it also depends on which the perspective with which the documentary was made. There's a Wild Wild Country documentary on Osho, and there are pieces where we just laugh because it's not 100% true, right? But it is what it is. It's still just very much a good introduction to what does sometimes occur. So the perseverance word came up because I said I don't know what I asked you, but you said, well, we're still here. The fact that you don't let those things knock you down, and sometimes they are very painful, and yet just, what's the word, laden with gifts about discernment, about how much sometimes we don't realize just how committed we actually are to our spirituality, to our self-development, until something like that happens. And I've just popped back up, and people are like, you didn't even let it phase you. And it's an opportunity for me to realize, no, of course I'm not going to let it phase me. And other people saying, but other people would have. Other people would have stopped dead in their tracks and maybe not continued. And you just went on to the next thing. So that's where the word perseverance really stood out and means a lot to us when we talk about this.
And that's our commitment to Soul's Enterprise, to you, to us, as we still keep persevering.
And using your discernment. I know that we have Women's Transcendation on Sunday, and last month when we had Women's Transcendation, and for me, that's really, really important, especially with my favorite kind of client, which are other sexual abuse survivors like myself, that inner trust. So even though those situations have felt painful and I've had to work through the end result, if you will, or some of the effects of it, I wouldn't change those experiences because they helped me further develop and really deepen that inner trust. And now I was thinking about this. How do I make decisions around some of these programs? And it could be a seminar for an hour, or even another group, a new moon group that they offered here a couple of days ago. And I have learned to really check in. It could be that basic. It could be a program that's $2,500 and is a 6-month commitment. But I feel much more comfortable now really feeling into, and I know I keep going like this because it's like, it's sometimes it's the heart, sometimes it's the stomach, but it tends to be in kind of this, live in this core area. where I could now trust, okay, this is a yes, this is a no, this is a maybe. Maybe I'll talk to Prasad, talk to some other people that I trust. That's another reason circles work really well, because you get validation, you get some questions you might not have thought of, et cetera, et cetera. And I do see that the people we're able to help the most are people that have that in them, like they already have a seed of that ability to trust themselves, and then it's just about making it blossom, and then continuously reminding you, you already know this. We're just mirroring, or we're just reflecting, or we're just reminding, but you are the one that's in power. And I love to say in women's circles, you're at choice.
So thank you, thank you, thank you for invoking with us today. Myself invoking this perseverance. May we continue persevering. Tomorrow, speaking of perseverance, we have
Soul steady. So if you want to let some of this stuff flow through without it getting stuck, because that's the other thing about discernment is, and trusting ourselves is letting things flow through, being able to make mistakes. And so free flow movement, there's no mistakes to be made. So it's a really great place, sacred space to test that out. And then I just want to mention, read Bonnie's comment here. The old stuff is so hard to let go of.
mm,
I've again been overwhelmed with exhaustion. I get it, Bonnie. Reaching these feelings are good to deal with, but wow, zap the energy. Yeah, you guys heard, some of you, about my 24-hour period where I couldn't get out of bed. Um, Continuing is so very important. Yes to perseverance.
yes, perseverance.
Thank you, Bonnie. Thank
Thank
you
you.
all.
Mm,
Love
much
you.
love, much love.
Adios.